Let's get some writing in, bitches. I mean, people. Nice people. Wilma Jr. Hello, greetings back to you as well. Welcome in. I am writing about 10,000, less than 10,000 words left on a monster book for Severed Press to get done. My goal is to. There's no goal. My goal is to finish it at some point. It's not due, but I want to get it off of my board, off of my plate. How are you doing today? There's Tom Duffy. They bothering you at work, or are you getting stuff done? I should update my thing. 19068. Knock over. I'm at 19,000 words for the month already. I'm about 3,000 words ahead of where I need to be. So doing well. Mix of both. Got almost a page. It'll get done before I leave here. Perfect. And then I will wrap it up tonight. Plus, her cousin had the baby, so her 2 sons are going to be here tonight to stay. Which means I'll probably put my headphones on and go, hey, I got to finish this chapter, and play some Minecraft and finish our book. I'm glad we got here, Tom. Glad we got here. You know what I'm saying? Take the weekend off. Buy yourself something pretty. No, whoa, whoa. Keep knocking the fan over. I'm exactly 20,500 words into the Nazi treasure book for Severed Press. So, I think I'm going to finish this chapter, because these are very short chapters, like a little over a page each, which is nice. And then switch to something else. Sean Call again. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday, all. Sean and Nick Zinn. This is insane, the amount of cool people we have in here today. I start with myself, obviously. Hope everybody is having a good Friday so far. Not good Friday as in religious, as in it's a Friday and it's pretty good. That kind of Friday. Next page, Nick Zinn. You little bastard. Next page. You got it. I had to cut my fingernails. My fingernails are a little longer than I would like. My wife hates long fingernails on guys. So do I. I would not date a dude with long fingernails. Or other things. All right, another chapter done. I like to mix it up a little bit. So what I've done is I'm writing shorter chapters for this. So I'm 20,654 words in. So I've done about 600 words already on this thing, but I'm on chapter 33 already. So this might have like 50 chapters. At least 45 chapters. Just fine. That's the way I like it. That's the way we like it. Sorry. Let's write on this a little bit. If it would let me set it up. Come on. I hate when this just takes forever. Set up. Now this is 9 Days Patient Zero. I'm on chapter 30. This will not have 50 chapters, but it will be about 50,000 words. There's a thriller author I've been reading, Dan Ames. His chapters are short and punchy. Most are less than 1,000, and it moves fast. Yeah, and that's good if you got a lot of action, a lot of movement, which that Nazi treasure thing does not. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I like reading those books because I feel like I can knock off. It's 2-3 pages, bang bang bang. You're reading, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I just read 15 pages. It's when an author writes a 5,000, 8,000 word chapter. I'm like, you lost me. I don't want to know from the guys when he wakes up till he goes to bed that night. I don't want to know everything. I don't want to. Don't put an entire day's worth of stuff into a chapter because I get bored. So I think today's going to be a write a little bit here, write a little bit there. Tom will finish his chapter tonight while the Sawyer and Easton are here. I will finish up that chapter. 5,000, 8,000 words a chapter, not saying, but yeah, I may do that. Yeah, it's just too much. You gotta look at the reader's point of view. You know, most people are gonna lie down at night and they're gonna read a chapter or two of a book, and they're gonna go to sleep. And if you're reading a book and you know, man, this is 8,000 words in this thing. You know, this can be like 15 pages or more of reading. You know, I got to read 20 pages now. You're mentally, you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to read that. But if you had that chat, and I'm sure you could lose a lot of those words, extra words in that chapter, and I'm sure you could break that down into 2 or 3 chapters, at least 2, maybe 3. My goal is 1,250 words, is roughly a chapter. That's about 2.5 pages, about 500 page, uh, 500 words on a page as I'm writing it in on Word or in Google Doc. So it's like it comes out to like 4 pages on your Kindle, say, or a print book. So for me, I would rather they read 8,000 words, but I would rather they did that and they read 3 chapters. They feel like they're moving along in the book rather than, you know, oh, here's a 50,000 word book and here's 10 chapters. You know, I'd rather have 40 chapters. Dan's last novella I read, it was about 25,000 words and had like 30 chapters. I read half the book in one night and bet it, but it was crazy good. Exactly, because that's 30 chapters as opposed to what Nick's saying, which would be, I don't know, 3 to 5 chapters. Nobody wants to sit down and put that much into it. Not everybody is going to want to go, hey, I have an hour to kill tonight before I go to sleep. Most people are like, I'm going to read several pages and go to bed. But if it's like, hey, I've been reading this chapter for a week, yeah. 8,000 words spread throughout 5 chapters reads faster than one big one. Exactly. Tom gets it. And you know what? You also have beats in those chapters where there's always somewhere to stop that you're like, shit, now I got to read the next chapter. What's going to happen next? Nothing is getting solved. More things are getting thrown at you. Oh, somebody just pulled a gun on somebody. Somebody just, you know, said something, whatever. It's better than, hey, let's run through this entire, like basically you're writing a short story, a long short story. There's Amanda Ward. What's up, Amanda? So, yeah. So that's my thing. There is no, now I need to know what happens next with an 8,000 long chapter. Yeah, you've figured everything out in that chapter. Even if you give it a cliffhanger, at some point the reader is going to be tired. You know, I just read a long short story. I just read a novelette. I don't want to. I'm not going to jump into the next chapter because I know the next chapter is 8,000 friggin' words. Nick says I'm learning to chop it up, but my second book I forgot to put chapters in. Yeah, that we're not reinventing the wheel here, Nick. You got to do to make it easy for the reader to turn off their mind and just fucking enjoy the book and read. Sean Cole, oh yeah, the 2 characters have just experienced a violent gun battle. They're back at the cabin recuperating. Then all of a sudden there's a knock at the door. Damn well, I guess I'm reading on to see what's... Exactly. Rather than 8,000 word chapter is they have a gun battle, they go back, somebody knocks on the door, they open the door, we have another gun battle, we have a big conversation, some character has a big soliloquy before somebody is brutally murdered. You wrote a short story. You can't write 5 short stories and go, here's your book. The pacing is faster with shorter chapters, exactly. And it also makes the reader want to read further because they're like, oh, I just read 4 pages, 5 pages in 4 or 5 minutes. I'm gonna read the next chapter. I'm gonna read the next chapter. I'm gonna read the next chapter. Rather than, oh, I have to sit here for 20 to 25 minutes and read this one chapter. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. We had to drop the charger off again this morning. Check engine lights on. It's idling. It's shaking when you're stopped at a light sometimes. So I'm like, what's going on with this car? I mean, it's 15 years old. Shelly was driving that car when we met. And then it became my car. And I barely use it. But my daughter always borrows it because she always has problems with her car. And then it comes back and there's a problem with this car. So she's killing my car. But it's one of those things where all the lights on, we had to bring it back to the dealership, which is ridiculous. But the mechanic's like, listen, I don't know what any of these things are, you know. So you got to bring it back to them. So we're figuring if it's going to be, they say, hey, it's just $300 to fix this, I'm like, knock yourself out. If they say, hey, this is $2,300 to fix this, the car's worth probably about $1,800, if that. So we might be down a car. We might just be like, you know what? It's time to trade in the Charger or sell the Charger and see what we get for it. And I might not have a car for a couple of months. No big deal. Tom says there's another thing I see a lot. Action scenes, but all within 2 or 3 long paragraphs. It gives no sense of a faster paced scene. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's, you know, I hate to say this, but that's new writers. That's writers who are unsure of what they're doing. They know what they want to do, but the it's you know, I know when I started seriously when I was writing in the 90s, my attitude was that readers are idiots and I had to explain everything to them. Then I realized, no, I'm the idiot. But you still get that with writers. Time to get an EV, upgrade, and save the planet. Yeah, no. I'm going to tell you why. Because all the problems they're having with electric cars. I want to be able to go on a trip and just drive on that trip and not have to find chargers and all this other bullshit. No, thank you. And I don't care about the planet. Actually, I hate this planet. I wish I was on a different planet right now. They do those. What did I just see? Those water powered cars. It's supposed to be better for the environment. Blah blah blah. They're talking them up, and then you look and it's like, oh yeah, price tag $150,000 to $200,000. Come on. Nick says, I know Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code was all short chapters, maybe not good or bad, but people couldn't put it down. Exactly, because that story just moves and moves and moves. And then you put Tom Hanks in the movie. I don't know. Sean says, Tom, I read another novel recently where the climax chapters only had 1 or 2, maybe 3 sentences per paragraph. It was great. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing is when you're having. When you have action, when you have tense scenes, the shorter paragraphs, the better. You know, dialogue back and forth, couple words, quick action here and there, rather than I'm going to do this giant block of half of a page kind of crap. But again, the more you read, you see that, and then the more you write, you realize that's the way we do things here on this planet or any other good planet there is. Tom says, I like a good 2-word paragraph. Exactly. Exactly. So we dropped the car off this morning, and then on the way back I was like, I need coffee. My wife's like, I want something to eat. It's like, well, it's 10:35, so McDonald's I can't get breakfast burritos. I'd order 4, and they'd give me 2 and no mild sauce anyway. And then she's like, what about Waffle House? She's like, I want a pecan waffle. And I'm like, sure. It was the 3rd time we've been to Waffle House in like a month. I think it's been like 10 years before that since I went to Waffle House. I don't hate Waffle House. This is what I hate about Waffle House. Their booths are too tight for fat people, and I don't understand because everybody in Waffle House is fat. And So I was like, hey, we can go, but it's one of the older ones, so let's we got to sit at the counter, which we had a room at the counter, which was nice. And then we got I'm not a huge waffle fan. French toast, pancakes, then waffle. And that's just the way it is. My wife is the opposite. But I had a waffle. I had some scrambled eggs, which are good. I had double order of hash browns, which is good. Some toast and some bacon. Delicious. He died at the end. Exactly. So there you go. Waffle House for breakfast. I'm like, listen, I can go without a car for a couple months, but come like January, February, when Tom gets here, my goal is to leave the friggin' house at least once a week. So I'm gonna need a car then. We won't buy anything new again. The last two cars have been brand new. But we'll probably buy a used car, but not a piece of crap clunker. I said to Shai, I said, do you want? Is there anything specific you're looking for? Because I know we don't need another. We have the F-150. We don't need another truck. I'm like the slightly used Tesla. No, never a Tesla. So it's like, what are you in the, what are you thinking? Do you want like a little sports car you can tool around in, take to work on nice days? Do you want, what do you want? She's like, I don't know. I guess we'd have to figure that out. And I said, yeah. I said, I know what car we're gonna get. And she said, oh, you do? I said, yeah, but here's the problem. You have to leave earlier if you take it to work because you're gonna have to put the T-tops back in. And she groaned. She's like, we're not getting a Pontiac Firebird. Forget it. Like, ugh. Cybertruck, yeah. Never. Never. I see several of them around town now. There's one I see all the time, and they have a wrap on it, and it's a metallic pink and purple wrap, and it like reflects off the sun. And it's like a supernova coming down the street in the middle of the day. It's awful. Nick, just get a flashing sign on top of your car that says douche. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I know as much as Tom loved driving renting that Tesla. Too many issues. And again, if I'm traveling somewhere, I just want to go there. We went all the way to St. Louis. We put a tank of gas in. We got almost to St. Louis. We put another tank of gas in. We got halfway home from St. Louis. We put another tank of gas in. That was it. I'd have to stop 15 times. The Winn-Dixie up here near us has like 8 charging stations. And whenever I go to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, it's right there. You can see it. And there's always 8 cars, and there's always like 2 or 3 cars parked near it, and guys are just standing near their cars waiting for their turn. It's like, holy crap. Nick says, what is that book you put in your currently reading? How to Fail as an Author. Stop following me. Stop stalking me, Nick. Jeez, I can't do anything without you automatically seeing everything I'm doing. It is by Stephen Weddle. I don't know. I got it because it looked interesting. It's a how-to writing book. Normally I buy the print versions. I put them on my shelf. This one's like, I think it was like 99 cents or free or something. I was like, you know what? Let me give it. I know the guy's name. He writes werewolf books, and so let me just read, because it's basically his thing of all the bad things I've done as an author over 40 years of writing, kind of thing. He's an old guy like me, so far I've read about 14% of it. The introduction by somebody was very long. To be honest with you, basically just kiss the guy's ass, and I'm like, all right, enough kissing his ass. Let me read what he has to say. Goodreads stalker than Nick Zinn's pretty much. True crime, yeah. Yeah, Nick did that to me. What did you do yesterday? You were like, oh, what about the... Oh, you read The Hunt. How the hell do you know that? I didn't realize you were such a... you had such a big spot on Goodreads, you know? That you're watching Goodreads to see who's doing what. I had no idea. I don't follow enough people on there, so it's basically you and Alex from Iowa. Does Alex post on there? I'm gonna give everybody a free back scratch because it's just I can't wait for one of you guys to. Is Alex reviewing anything on there? I mean, dude's bought 5 billion books in the last year. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. You can keep stalking me on Goodreads. We're good. Yesterday I ordered, I think, 10 more of the noir books. The problem is I'm running out of... I go through thrift books, and they have them for like, I don't know, $7-8 each, somewhere in that range. But there's a lot of them I still don't have. There's probably about 30 or 40 of them I don't have. And they just put out a new one, I forget. I think Honolulu or something. But those are all like $12 to $15. And I'm like, I don't need mint copies because I just want to read them. And so I got like, I think 10 more I ordered yesterday are coming in the mail. Because they keep sucking me in. Oh, you get a free book. Oh, because of your last order, you get a free $7 book. All right, let me spend $100. I get free shipping, and then I get a free book. He leaves stars, but not reviews that I've seen. Tom says, I just use it to keep track of what I've read. I do the reading challenge every year on that. My goal is 82 books, 81 books a year. Last year, I think I hit 50. So I just put it at like 52, like one book a week. And I've already I hit it a couple weeks ago. I've read more books than I thought I was going to read. But yeah, basically that's only, I'll read a book, and then I'll go Amazon, BookBub, Goodreads, and I'll just post the same review on all three. Unlike a lot of people like Chuck who just gives stars. I'm like, I hate that. Like my new book, Bad People Doing Bad Things, I think I got like 2 reviews, but there's no reviews. It's just, I got like a 4-star and a 3-star. And I'm like, well, 3-star, what did you not like about it? Like, tell me what you thought. I don't read the reviews, but I don't read the reviews. But I'm annoyed that people are not leaving reviews. If that makes sense. I get email updates of what people are reading. Yeah, I think I follow way too many people, and if I do get that email, I just ignore it. I realized yesterday I don't get any more 3-star, Mr. Friend, probably. I don't get any more messages when people are live on Twitch. It's like, man, when was the last time I was on Twitch? I'm like, when was not writing, but I'm like, oh, when was the last time I got a message that anybody was even on? The review, it needed more Tom Duffy 3-star. That's probably going to be the reviews. Sean says, hey, Armand, are you a Mac or Windows guy? Don't think you ever really said. Hey, that's personal. I don't talk about politics, religion, or computer preference. I'm a Windows guy. I'm not. I've never used a Mac, and I don't want to. I just don't want to. I know this system, so why try to learn something different? And it might be minor things, but I don't do well with change. Tom says, I wonder how many more posts I'll see today on Books of Horror that are like, does this get any better? I'm on chapter 3 and it's really not doing anything for me. Should I do that? Yeah, I just, at this point, I'm just skipping through when Books of Horror pops up. And I think it's going to get to the point where I'm just going to snooze them. Because, yeah, everybody on there is just so hardcore. Oh, this is, oh, chapter 3, I mean, they've already killed 47 babies. And we just set a an orphanage on fire, and they're shooting at the kids. But this isn't really hardcore enough for me. I mean, it's anything. Is there anything better? Shut up. Hey, Nick. That's calm that down. Yeah, I got in Books of Horror too late. By the time I got on, everybody was jumping on, and it's all these new people are just annoying. I also think when they started doing the whatever they call it, pitting books against each other, I think that was crappy because now everybody's like, oh, no, this book was better. That book sucks. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to be a positive thing, and it's all like, shitting on other books. So the book that you like is gonna win. Garbage. Not cool. Not cool at all. Sean, very talkative today. I like that. He says, I read some extreme horror a while back just to see what it was all about, and believe me, I'm not a prude or squeamish, but in this one, a demon guy sodomized a young boy, and I was like, WTAF? People want to read this? Kind of gross, in my opinion. That said, I know everyone has their preferences. Just that wasn't for me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that stuff either. So I don't think, I think I mentioned it. I'm writing a zombie thing for Evil Cookie Press, K Trap Jones. Me and Kenzie Jennings, K Trap, and Lucas Milliron. 4 people from different parts of Florida, and we're going to write a zombie 10,000 word story each set in our area. And there's K Trap, very specific ideas and mythos kind of thing. But I was like, we're not doing extreme. Like I'm not writing some crazy extreme thing. He's like, no, put some gross into it. I know you can do that. I'm like, yeah, I'll make it a little gross, but mine's probably gonna be the wimpiest of the 4 stories, and I'm fine with that. I don't want to write zombies ripping apart babies and crap. Tom W. Someone on there called an author a veteran of the horror community. This person only been publishing for a few. Give me a break. There aren't many veterans. If you've been doing this for 20 years or longer, you're a veteran. I've been doing this for 30 years. Brian Keane, over 20. Mary, over 20. John Urbansick, Weston Oaks. Those are the people that come to mind that are still out there doing it. There aren't a lot. But that's like, oh, yeah, let's call Wes Southern a veteran. you know? People are just stupid. I hate people. Hey, it's Positive Friday. Positive, I hate people. Oh, my toe hurts. My big toe hurts. Keeps pulsating. I think I got gout. How do you get gout? Well, one of them isn't still out there. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, still a veteran. I mean, in many ways, he was a veteran. Jeff Gonzalez. Dave Thomas. No, not Dave Thomas. Jay, yeah, man, that still makes me sad. Yeah, Jay Wilburn definitely has been doing this for a long time. If it all works out, two books that Jay and I wrote, one of them never released except on Patreon, and the other one out of print will be back in print at some point next year, which will be great. Great, just great. Yeah, so I got that zombie thing I got to write. We're going to do Beers and Fears 3 and wrap that up. That should be done. That should be out by like Halloween next year or something like that. And then me and Tom we should be finishing this up today. And then January, February, and March, those three books will be released. When Tom moves down here, it's Tom's turn to come up with another idea for another trilogy if he wants to write one with me again. I think, Tom, if you're listening, I think we do something, not something completely different. I think we still do a thriller trilogy, but I think with brand new characters. I think we set it in the same world, but we've done two trilogies now with some of the same characters. Maybe we just go completely new characters on this one, and then down the line we can draw everybody back in if we want. Otherwise, I think we're good. I think we're good. So today between 4 and 7 p.m., I will get my food delivery. My wife ordered a bunch of stuff from Publix, $400 and something worth of crap from Publix last night, because from Monday coming up to the 11th to the 18th, I am on my own. My wife will be at her mom's, and I've made sure. In fact, the onion rings were buy one get one free. So I got some onion. I got basically a bunch of shit for the air fryer, and a couple of pizzas and a couple of other stuff. So. All pretty good. Todd says, I was thinking new characters, just don't know the premise yet. I have a while to think about. Yeah, exactly. We're not doing anything until you get down here and clear your head, get out of that job, and then basically you guys are going to be here. I'll be able to go over her mom's because there won't be 400 dogs there. And we're all going to go to dinner or whatever, and I'm going to say, give me your pitch, Tom. Let's start this shit. Write that first chapter tomorrow. We'll go from there. Because we were like, hey, you were like, hey, I want to write a heist thriller. Boom, we wrote a trilogy. I'm like, hey, I want to do like a shipwreck, buried treasure one. Boom, we're a chapter or two away from finishing that thing. So now, like, what's the next thing? You know what I'm saying? And I think then the following year, I'm going to pull out that that book that gives you a list of all of the different types of subgenres, and I'm just going to go, we're doing whatever that subgenre is. That's our story. Shelly started beta reading Down and Dirty 3 last night. And then she'll do, she should have that finished by next week. And then she's going to start on our 3 books, Tom. And I already got, on the first one, I already got a couple of beta readers back on it. Nothing major. Some typos, pretty much. So, we'll see what happens. That's my goal, is just to get this this page done. And then I'm going to call it. And then really, I'm going to be honest with you, I have nothing to do except when Tom is done with his chapter. No rush, just saying when you're done. And between 4 and 7, I have to bring in $400 worth of food, which at this point, with this economy, is about 2 bags of food. Ugh. I'm going to watch a little television this afternoon, play a little Minecraft. Who can say? I've been drinking green tea a lot lately. I've got on a kick, green tea with honey and ginseng, the Arizona one. In that book with subgenres, they have subgenres for submarines books. No, it's only thriller books. Sorry. Well, you have a submarine book? Otherwise, no. I think it's submarine books and then narco subs. I think those are the only subgenres. You'll see. The next series I'm doing, which ties into Dirty Deeds and First Coast Thrillers, is a narco sub features prominently in that book. There you go. Almost done, almost done. Next page, Dixon. Next page. There it is. Whoop. There it is, as the young kids say. I'm sure they still say that. I feel good. I feel good. Getting another page done, right? You know what I'm saying? All right. I am going to wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out with me. Everybody have a great weekend. I will not be on this weekend. I can tell you that much. But I will be back on Monday. Monday is Veterans Day. Some of you will be off. My wife is not off Monday. She was a little disappointed. She thought for sure she would be off. She was not. So I will be here. I am working through Veterans Day. And hopefully I will see all of you here. See you Monday, Sean. Also, everybody to subscribe, resubscribe, and also follow me on YouTube as well. I would appreciate that. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend.